Part of what I wanted to say, I couldn't deliver. I didn't know anyway.
Such a bittersweet taste, such a perfect waste. Oh, hiding in the back of my conscious state.
Hello, I'm Sophia Jessica, and welcome to the Fan Carpet.
California is slowly opening up, and people will be getting back to work, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I just before I came on, I read something about Florida beaches are actually opening up tonight at 7:00.
Well, good. I have a job in Florida, so I'm glad to hear that.
Brilliant. No, brilliant. So it's apparently here in the UK, it's going to be 3 weeks before, and they're going to reassess what they want to do. But so does it sound like in America you're slowly getting back to normal, or?
Absolutely. They made a big announcement. I'm sure you could hear it on the news. There's going to be 3 stages. The first phase has started because we've had 2 weeks of declining deaths. And, everything, as long as things continue to improve, they will continue to slowly open until probably around September. We'll be at 100% unless there's a resurgence.
Well, that's good news. I'm really happy to hear that. I mean, how were you coping in the climate when it was happening for those few weeks?
Well, I'm a pretty healthy guy, and being an actor, you spend a lot of time off. So I wasn't, going crazy or anything. What bothered me is they closed the gym, so I started running, and that's good. But I got hooked on the gym for a few years, and running, it works different muscles, so my calves are really sore, even though I've been running for like 3 weeks now. But I started cooking, baking. I've always cooked, but baking is really, there's something almost metaphysical about bread, yeast and rising bread and inspiration and all this other stuff. It's and I posted a few of my successes on Instagram and got a big success. I make baguettes.
No, I love
baguettes. Yeah.
I love baguettes, man.
Yeah. Everybody loves them, but not everybody can make them.
True. In my local store, if you get there at a certain time in the morning, you can get them when they've just literally been made in the bakery a bit, and like when they're just literally made and they're hot and soft and everything, it's nice. If you leave it a few hours and you get there in the afternoon and it's all like hard and for God's sakes, so it has to be soft. I'm not gonna go near it.
Yeah,
but
crunchy on the outside, warm on the inside, with a big lump of salty butter.
No, that's lovely. Man. Awesome. I just want to ask you a couple of questions, of course, with Reborn, which you made with Kayleigh and Barbara Crampton and all that, which I like, by the way. I watched it twice, and I really like it. It's a really interesting movie. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Julian is a great guy to work with. I worked with a few English directors, and, if you have an English writer-director and a German crew, and you shoot in Hollywood, you can't fail. The English just know how to tell a story, and they know how to run the set. And no matter how much stress and anxiety is happening, because these budgets are smaller than they should be, but they just don't get shaken. Julian was just like, no matter what was going on, it's like, okay, but now we're going to do this. And then we're going to do that, and everything is fine. Don't worry. It was very nice to work with him.
Oh, that's good. A lot of people, especially when they're working on movie sets and 12-hour days, they can get very stressed out and pressured and all. And it's refreshing when you go on a set and be a bit relaxed, a bit more chill. Work with children. Speaking of last minute stuff, Barbara Crampton. She was brought in kind of at the last minute. I talked to her yesterday. She said she was brought on 3 days before she knew, and it was a last minute thing. So, what was your reaction to the last minute casting of Barbara Crampton, and how was it working with her?
I had just worked with Barbara in Texas on the remake of The Puppet Master. So I knew Barbara, so I knew she was going to be great. And, she's been doing it a long time, so I knew she was professional, and she looks great, and she's talented and easy to work with. So, what could I say? So a lot of things happened that they don't ask me about, but I was happy that Barbara was the one who replaced the original.
Yeah, brilliant. Was that Puppet Master the Littlest Reich that you worked on with Barbara?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I watched it.
Udo Kier, and John Lennon. Thomas Lennon.
Yeah.
Funny stuff. I like that guy Dallas Sonnier a lot. I've worked with him maybe 3 or 4 times now.
Nice.
The producer, yeah.
Nice. And Udo Kier is he's a legend at the end of the day. That guy, the movies he's been in, he's always some kind of bad guy or a Nazi or something. But no, he seems really cool.
He was in the story of I didn't know that. That tells you how weird this guy was way back in the 60s, right?
Of course. No, Udo Kier, he's incredible.
The eyes. He has those eyes, right? Ooh.
Yeah. No. Did you ever see the trailer with him and the fake trailer for the Rob Zombie one, the Nazi werewolf one? It's a fake trailer with him and Nicolas Cage and pretty much the cast of House of Thousand Corpses. It's really good. You should watch it because Nicolas Cage shows up right at the end. I'm like, oh, okay. Because it was for Grindhouse. It was for the Grindhouse movies. They made a bunch of trailers. Simon Pegg made one, and they made one. Rob Zombie made one for. It was something to do with Nazi werewolves of the SS or something like that. Werewolf women of the SS.
Just the title is going to get a lot of views.
Regular trailer. But I saw the extended one good and extended scenes. But at the end, boom, Nicolas Cage. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's Fu Manchu. Yeah. Now I heard another little story about Reborn. Kayleigh Gilbert, hope I'm pronouncing that right because I'm speaking to her in 20 minutes, was chosen over hundreds of other young girls for the role. Apparently there was a big, huge search, and she was chosen for that. So what was your impression of her on set? Because it was one of the first films she ever did was with you on Reborn.
Well, again, she's very professional, very prepared, very focused, on time, not a prima donna or anything, really just focused on her performance. And that's wonderful, to be working with people like that. For me, it was a great, easy shoot. It's there were no problems. I think we had one day of pickups. I think, yeah. So the camera was great to work with, and like I said, Julian, Barbara, and Kayleigh. What can I say? Ray Don was nice to work with. I had one scene with her, and Chaz Bono was amazingly focused and no distractions, no big deal. It was a pleasure. I didn't see any problems.
Oh, good. That's great. Fantastic. The one thing I've always wanted to ask an actor, I watch a lot of movies, and actors playing cops and detectives. I never really get to ask them this. What do you do any particular research when you are playing a cop or a detective? Is there any kind of particular research that you do for those kind of roles? Or do you get those roles a lot? And if so, what kind of research would you do for those? If you're a cop or a detective?
Yeah, I play a lot of cops, detectives. I've been in every branch of the military and practically every branch of law enforcement. I know a bunch of cops and military guys. I had an uncle in the FBI. I did a cop show for 2 years on network television. It's a certain kind of guy. It's an alpha male. They're a lot like gangsters, they can't back down. They can't lose. They have to be very determined and confident. And you have to get along. Cops notoriously are alpha males.
Yeah.
So what research do I do? I've been in show, but I've been making movies and television for 40 years, man. I've played a lot of cops. Did I do any specific research for this role? Well, when I was talking to Julian before we started shooting, and he had some ideas about wardrobe. He says, you know, because it's a California cop. And I said, Julian, cops wear jackets, detectives wear jackets because they want to hide their gun. And he goes, okay. And he said, well, what jacket? And I said, I have a blue jacket and a khaki jacket in my car because I'm constantly getting auditions for cops and detectives. And that's the cop wardrobe. You have to have a jacket, not a suit, a jacket, a sport coat, because you got to be able to hide your gun and reveal your badge. You know, and that was the only time we really talked about character, because come on, it's one of the basic genres that's been in movies and television since the very beginning.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I always see like cops would be in uniform and detectives would be in almost regular clothes, but they would wear the jacket like a jacket you wear for a suit.
That's what I say. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how they always do it. And then if you're Bruce Willis in a tall building in Nakatomi Plaza, you're just wearing whatever, and then all of a sudden Alan Rickman shows up to try and take everything over. And then
but he wasn't a detective, you know, and he was kind of drawn into it. I'm a detective.
So yeah.
Okay.
In that one, yeah. But no, that was good. No, I'm just awesome. What big projects have you got coming up next? Now that this is all breezing, dying down now, this whole.
Well, I don't know how big they are. The budgets are all under $1 million. So I got one that is kind of it's a little bit like QAnon, and I have another one that is it's a straight horror movie that we'll be shooting in Miami, and another one he hasn't sent me the script yet, but I just worked with him on a movie called Painkiller, and he's a guy named Mark Savage, who's a really, well, he's almost English. He's from Australia, and another guy who's very organized, very got everything in mind. He's you know, it's much easier for an actor to work with a director who's like a tyrant or a control freak, because you know you really want to know, you know, the parameters that you're working within. And Mark Savage is one of those guys also. But I think it's you know, I don't want to give away the title because he plans on shooting in May, but who knows what's going to happen. That would be at the end of May. The horror film is called The Halloween Club. That would shoot. Everybody planned on shooting before they closed down Hollywood. I was supposed to be shooting this one straight white male April 15th. And then I was supposed to end up in Miami to shoot The Halloween Club the first week of May. And then the next one at the end of May. So they're all kind of moving around. But luckily, they're ready to go. You know, everything's in place.
That's excellent. I'm happy to hear that, because I'm just hoping that within the next couple of weeks now we can all just get back to normal, get back to our lives, and but for yourself, like you say, you've been pretty chill yourself, and you've been learning how to do awesome baguettes and doing your workout and everything. So for some people it's a bit stressful, but for other people have been very chill about this quarantine situation, because it does offer opportunities, for example, for writers to write and for people to read books, catch up on that TV show that guy recommended you watch, and stuff like that. So yeah, but we all got to get back to work and get back to some form of normality at the end of the day. So yeah.
Yeah, so, but you know, we're talking about the entertainment industry. What is normal for us is very abnormal for the rest of the people in the world, you know. The writers, directors, actors, cinematographers, we're like gypsies, carnies almost, you know. It's like we get up when we need to get up, not when we have to get up.
True, yeah. I think the TV show Supernatural, I think it's a road show, kind of. When I say road show, it's like it's on the road a lot. Like they're not just filming in one place; they film in different places for each episode as well. So
Uh-huh.
they go across the country, I think, when they're filming that show, Supernatural.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is true because, like you say, you're in California right now, are you not?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you gotta go to Miami, and now you're gonna be back and forth a few places for your next few shoots.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, man. One last question. Is there a book that you're a fan of that hasn't been adapted to? Is there a book that you're a fan of that hasn't been adapted to film or TV yet that you'd like to see adapted to a TV or a Netflix show?
There's do you know what Warhammer is?
Yeah. The video game. Yeah, I do love
No,
a video game.
it's not a video game. It started out as a board game and not like going around the
Oh,
board. It's you
yes.
they paint these little like
Hmm.
space marines and
Yeah,
yeah, there's a whole bunch of books that use the space marines. And that's kind of a great thing. And there's a kid who's producing this show and he didn't get a license, excuse me. And he does it all by himself. And it's animated. But boy, if you could get a big budget and do Space Marines, it's right up there with Star Wars and Star Trek and Dune. The new Dune is coming out. It's just funny. I'm on Dune Messiah. You're talking about people reading, and I like sci-fi a lot, and I would like to do the Warhammer movie. It's so great, and it's classic, war stories, and the trouble with making war movies is people start getting political, but war is a great genre for entertainment. It's the hero's journey. It's classical stuff. People will always want it, but we got to keep finding new villains. But if you take it to outer space, you can create the whole villain you want and make them without having any historical, essence. You can just say there's these bad guys that are committing genocide on this planet and they send in the Space Marines, but actually the Space Marines have already, committed genocide on the planet. It's just, and they have this great armor and these great weapons, and it's a lot like Dune in that going through the galaxy, there's all this metaphysical stuff. It's not just science. It's not like Star Trek where, you can get kind of nerdy about it. The Space Marines are mystical also, like in Dune. Remember in Dune, the navigators, they take the spice that enables them to navigate through a hyperspace when they go faster than the speed of light. That kind of stuff is great. Great stuff. I love it.
Brilliant. With the popularity of Netflix and the likes of Disney Plus now, and Amazon Prime and Hulu, because a lot of original content is going there now more than cinemas these days, what do you think the future of cinema is going to be like?
Well, I heard AMC might sell to Netflix. That's a rumor that, is floating around. I think because of this virus thing and, it's going to be a while before you're going to have crowded theaters because people aren't going to be allowed to sit shoulder to shoulder with strangers. So used to sit 500 is now going to sit 200 because you'll need 2 seats on each side. So I think the cost of tickets will go up because they can't sell as many. So you're going to have $100 to $200 million budget to get into that theater because they need that guaranteed revenue, right? I like these streaming services, and for the main reason that the streaming services I think are going to become very popular again is that there's not so many bosses. They have subscriptions, so they don't have to worry about advertisers and people saying, oh, no, that's offensive and this is offensive. Netflix, Disney, they can make whatever shows they want, and there's like a centralization of power. So it'll get back to like the studio days, hopefully. Although Netflix is already, the Obamas are involved and Disney is like very conservative. And, it's like, who knows? But the less bosses, the easier it is to make a movie or a TV show.
Yeah, the more freedom as well. The more let people just make the story they want without too many producers or studio people getting involved as
Well, look,
well.
I did this TV show for CBS, and they moved us 3 times, right? So at 10 o'clock, it was a cop show, right? At 10 o'clock, we could pull our guns and shoot the bad guy. When they moved us to 9 o'clock, we could pull our guns, but we couldn't shoot them. And when they moved us to 8 o'clock, we couldn't even pull our guns. We became like social workers. So, it's like, wait a minute. You told me we were going to be like Clint Eastwood and Buford Pusser, and now it's like we're social workers. And it became, this isn't fun anymore. We were playing, tough guys, and now we're, you really have to consider, have to talk people off the ledge and all this other stuff. And that's fun once in a while. But if the whole show is about that, it's not what we all wanted to do. And that's because you change time slots, you have different advertisers at different times, and different people are watching. It's like, oh my God, we just wanted to make a cop show.
Yeah. You just want to be old school, no interferences. Just do it the way we do it. Like, because I think we all grew up watching the likes of Lethal Weapon and Die Hard, and those sort of badass cops who don't always listen. Last Action Hero as well is another good one.
The Anti-Hero. The Anti-Hero is another, a staple of movies and TV.
Absolutely, man. Well, Reborn is going to be available in the UK on May 4th with yourself, Kayleigh, and Crampton. So, yeah, Star Wars Day, of course. Why not? Here in the UK. So, yeah, Michael, thank you so much for speaking to me, taking time out of your schedule to speak to us today. And I hope everything works out for you. I hope everything's all right, man.
Okay, take care, John. Take care of yourself. And Boris Johnson is really cool. He came out. He went to National Health. He's pretty heroic. I don't know how you feel about him, but when he spoke to the country and when the Queen spoke to the country, that's what people needed to hear, that everything's going to be okay. Just fucking like World War II. Just stand strong and march on.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I like that. That was really good stuff.
I met him a while back, a few months, about a year ago. I met him at a petrol station. Yeah, cool guy. Very relaxed guy. No BSing with him. He's really cool, and I'm glad. I mean, there was really disgusting people wishing he was dead when he was in hospital. I was like, "Fuck you guys, man! Don't be like that." Even if I didn't like him, I'd be like, "Dude, get well soon. You're the prime minister at the end of the day. You're a human being."
Yeah, exactly. You're the prime minister. You're the president. You're a human being. We gotta hope. Once you're put in charge, you gotta hope that they are going to be making the right decisions. Because fuck, man, all we can do is vote.
Of course. What are you hoping audiences will take away from Reborn?
I hope they'll have a good time and realize that there's still a little magic in the world. That she's brought to life by lightning. It's like Frankenstein. It's alive, right? I mean, that's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant, man.
Exactly, man. Michael, thank you so much, man. Thank you for joining us.
John, I'm sorry. Take care.
Take care, brother.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for more content next time.
You're not going to leave me again, are you? You're not my daughter. Don't say that. No, you're not. You did this to me! You did this!
I'm here on the largest of the Balearic Islands, Mallorca. With the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean Sea, beautiful mountainous landscape, the thriving city of Palma, quaint little market towns, a growing number of luxury hotels, it's no surprise that the likes of Audrey Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor like to holiday here. So come and join me as I take you round Mallorca.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.